Need to be, yeah, but you're still getting radiation.
Wait, is this like microwave pizza? Because I want real pizza.
I don't know what sort of pizza are we talking about here. Are we talking
Deep dish?
like a real? But like, are we talking like a
If
restaurant?
I went up
pizza,
there
or
and just like spun one.
DiGiorno?
some bagel bites?
All right, I'm in.
So shitty pizza.
Why am I taking that to space?
Just rectangular pizza.
You're seeing if you can make shitty pizza
Because you
better
can
by
stop
bringing it
by-
to space. What if this pizza was prepared in space?
You can stop by the
I don't know,
Space
give it
Little
a shot.
Caesars and pick
The
up
Space
the
Safeway?
You can pick up the ready to bake or whatever they call it.
That's hot and
Ready to
fresh,
radiate.
Yeah.
is what the signs say. Yes, but between 4 hours, that's 4 Venus hours, they guarantee that they will have these pizzas available to you.
Seems like a really bad use of space technology.
That's like, what the fuck else is NASA gonna do? It's like they only got like a couple more flights left. Fuck it. Go to Venus to make pizza. Why? Science.
We gave them good reasons for us to go to space. They didn't like that, so
Yeah.
It's gotta learn some
Because
lessons
we're
from
filming
Aperture.
a reality television show. Now can we have our money?
Yeah.
Little
Turns
Caesars
out, yes.
is willing to
Subsidize.
pizzas going into space.
Getting on Caesar 1. Flying out to Venus. Gonna make some crazy bread.
We gotta figure out a way to make pizzas viable for space.
Yeah, space pizzas.
People are gonna be eating food in space. We gotta make sure that pizza is one of the main
They're gonna
forms of
want
food they're
pizza.
gonna eat. We need to get a toehold here.
How do you keep the toppings from floating off of the pizza before it bakes?
Like, what sort of fundamental changes are we gonna have to make to
You
pizza?
need an adhesive to keep all the
You need an
ingredients.
oven that travels around the edge of a centrifuge, and then everything will stay nice and flat.
And what you need is circular, self-contained pizza,
A pizza sphere.
or like a pizza tube.
So it'd be the dough.
Jeff's mind just broke.
The
I
ingredients
want
are
a pizza sphere.
The problem with that, though, is then you have you have to get an outside piece that is exactly proportional as you go into the middle.
The real problem with the pizza sphere is that the delivery drivers' fucking like foil bags are not meant to hold balls. They're meant to hold flat objects.
Yeah, that's true.
So you know
You need some kind
I'm
of
gonna,
custom.
because
I'm
they-
gonna say point one. We're talking Little Caesars. They don't deliver.
they do. They totally do.
You're gonna need some kind of custom egg
they really?
crate
They totally deliver.
apparatus to hold spheres.
Does the Little Caesars in Petaluma deliver?
I'm pretty sure it does.
Why would I get that shitty pizza delivered? Why would I
you could.
pay them to bring that shitty pizza to my house? The only reason I get that shitty pizza is if I'm nearby, because it's just the
If
pizza
you're like,
is ready right now.
I want pizza right now, and I continue to hate myself.
Then yes, I will go. And I have $5. Yes, I will go to the Little Caesars.
I'm just saying, a pizza sphere in my mind is about the size of a basketball.
That's probably way too big.
Couldn't you just like make a calzone and then?
I think you'd have to individualize.
Maybe you could.
You'd have
You
to
want individual
individualize.
pizza balls? You want personal pizza balls?
It has to be like equivalent of a slice.
I
So
want
you
a
just-
party ball, but pizza.
So then you just get like a box of pizza balls.
Those would probably
But
be.
then it just comes with like dipping sauce, and it's like that's not even the same thing. I want the equivalent of a pizza, but a ball.
You want the personal pan pizza sphere.
No, I don't
saying-
want personal
No, that's
nothing.
what
I
you
want
want.
What I'm saying is that
That's what you
hot,
want. Impersonal.
hot pockets are space food. Is basically what I'm trying to get at here. Is that they've already invented the perfect space food, and it's hot pockets.
and Dippin' Dots.
They already won the race with the Dippin' Dots and hot pockets. Ice cream of the future.
I'm gonna go eat a salad.
Invest now.
Man, these cookies made everyone fucking crazy.
I didn't even eat these
Did you?
fucking pizza.
Are you sure?
Pizza cookies.
Sure. Pizza cookies? What?
Pizza cookies.
Well, they sell those.
Dessert
They sell those.
pizza.
They sell those.
Yeah, that's
no,
a
they-
dessert pizza.
No, they
That's
sell those.
different.
They sell those pizzas that come with cookies in the box. Have you
Yeah,
seen those?
that's
they do.
disturbing.
Yeah,
that
that's-
part. That's a really disturbing trend that I.
The cookies are
Where it's
inside
like,
the pizza.
Hey, you
sphere.
lazy shit! You're gonna put your dinner into the oven and then heat it up yourself.
After the pizza, I want to eat the cookies.
The oven's already hot, dumbass.
Wait a
Why don't
minute.
you put some fucking
Are they
cookie
grandma's
dough in there?
cookies?
Are you
Are they
saying?
grandma's
Are you
cookies?
saying it's an unbaked pizza with unbaked cookie dough?
Yeah,
Oh my.
in one
Oh,
package.
they're not pre-cooked cookies.
No,
We're-
it's all DiGiorno's
I thought they would
like
maybe
do it
come
yourself
with, like,
style.
We are witnessing the
You know
end
what
of
would
our
go
society.
really good after eating that entire pizza myself with some cookies.
Do they cook at the same time?
I see
Do
that.
you
I don't
cook
know.
them
That I don't know.
separately?
I think you probably have to do it separate.
You wouldn't want to do it at the same time because then the cookies would not be as fresh when you were done eating
Also, the
pizza.
cookies would then smell like pizza.
You wouldn't want that?
No, because I just got done eating that whole pizza.
If
I need
if
to
could get a cookie
palate
pizza, I will
change, cleanse.
It burns.
Space pizza.
Space pizza. when archaeologists of the future excavate our Adobe dwellings, and they find stuff,
the experimental pizza sphere creator I'm working on.
They will mark the pizza and cookie package as the beginning of the fall of our society.
Like, oh, clear. This is where
this is it. This
the
is
tide started going back.
This is the inflection point.
After science is food technology.
We're on the way.
It's got to be somewhere. DLC.
What's the difference
DLC.
between a gay
It's
guy?
actually they stuff cookie dough into the crust of the pizza.
Aperture
It's like the
science-
stuffed crust pizza, but you got cookie dough in there.
Wait, why stuff it in the crust? Just make the crust cookie.
See, Aperture Science seems like a very anti-food company. It seems food seems very inefficient.
Yeah.
For the way Aperture
Yeah.
Science does business.
Robots
You
ain't
think
got to eat.
they would want to cut the whole, even if they're using humans, because there's plenty of those around and they're cheaper to produce
Just
than
a food
robots.
gas
A
or
food
something.
pill.
Yeah, but it would be worse. It would be. Yeah, food pill is too easy.
Food gas.
A food injection.
Just breathe.
It's gotta be
food in.
something-
Soaks in through your pores.
Yeah, it's
food mist.
It's got to be something that is completely contrary to the way you would actually
Something-
ingest food.
something
Like a
slightly-
food mist that makes all your
Stop,
skin
please.
feel like you just
Something-
ate a pizza sphere.
Something slightly
It's like,
dehumanizing.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
a food gel that you rub, like you massage into your scalp.
Food socks. You
Okay.
wear special socks, and then
Right.
you sweat
Throughout the day,
The
as you
nutrients are
sweat,
delivered.
that gets the food into
That
your
gets, yeah,
pores.
that activates the food in the food socks, and it seeps in through your feet, and you still taste it in your mouth,
Laughing out loud.
but it's also combined
I got
with
more.
your feet smell and taste.
So your feet would they smell like pizza at the end of the day?
They smell like your feet.
Mine already do.
And also with pizza. Or I guess more like pizza spheres. Because they wouldn't actually try and emulate real pizza. They would try and emulate
Because she didn't
future
pull out
pizza.
the end. Yeah.
Fair.
But you'd still taste all of it in your mouth.
I think the pizza sphere would have to have an inner crust. You'd have an outer crust and then an inner crust.
Well, I think that's why you got to go tube, not sphere. I think sphere is impractical. I think if you're
Tube
if you're-
like a burrito?
yeah,
pizza tubes.
pizza tubes.
Pizza burrito. I'd eat that.
Pizzerito.
Get back, yeah. Yes.
You could send it through those spacey tubes too.
Pizzones, I guess, is what I'm talking about.
It's always what I'm talking about.
Bring it back to quality products like Pizzones.
Yep. I think Need for Speed was rapidly running out of road.
I loved
like it.
nice.
you
I like that.
loved Most Wanted, but like every iteration
Yeah.
from there is kind of like, well, Carbon's not quite as good as Most Wanted, and then well, Undercover kind of sucks, and then Shift is what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Shift feels like an offshoot.
Yeah, but I mean for the franchise,
yeah,
like,
but
we're talking about
like
like
the franchise was
the
like
Need
flailing a
for
bit.
Speed was sliding hard
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
like 3 or 4
Headed
years.
for the
Right,
wall.
too. Yeah, running on fumes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Its registration had expired.
Somebody rubbed the VIN number off.
It had a headlight out and was in
Thing
danger of running over.
Stuck
a
in
small
line
child.
at the DMV without an appointment.
Someone cut the seat belts.
Losing traction.
Uncontrolled skid. But now feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Feels like
He
they're
just
all right. Yeah.
ignored
You might say it's back on track.
Got
Yeah,
an oil
one
change.
might say.
That's, back on track. That's fantastic.
They put a little Criterion in the tank, and now everything's.
So that wins, right?
I like that.
I think so. I think it probably.
Laughing out loud.
I think it probably does.
I would recommend that game, but not in the like context that I was being told, not by Brad, but by a lot of people. About, like, this is my game of the year.
Knock,
Like,
knock.
I'm just not seeing that from Enslaved.
I was surprised. I heard the same thing as some people saying like
Who's
this
there?
is one of the best games.
I don't
No,
know.
it's just
Bunch of idiots.
maybe
Freaking dopers.
maybe
I
they
know
had a
who-
different experience than I had.
Thumb out of your ass and try playing games for once. Why don't you?
Also, the
Jeez.
frame rate would just drop. A lot
Yeah,
of
it's got
places,
issues.
which
It's
is a
Unreal
shame.
Engine, you know.
It's like they've never
I
seen a
don't
video
know
game
either.
before.
I
and
ain't
decided,
answering
this is
it.
the best one because I've seen one.
Uh,
Fucking get out of my face with that.
laughing out loud.
So tune in for our game of the year. It's gonna be real good.
It's the quality of discourse you can expect.
It's like someone smeared poop on the bottom of a DVD. Nice work, guys.
And then
Not even-
wrote StarCraft 2 on it. Oh man! So that was me going through.
Two condoms walk past a gay bar.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. It's Magic Drop 2.
It's Magical Drop 2.
One
For the Neo
said-
Geo, originally D4 Enterprise 1 to 2 players,
One
rated T
should-
for mild suggestive themes, and 900 Wii points. Magical Drop 2 is a puzzle action game released by Data East in 1996. The rules are simple. Control the clown. To
I
pull
cannot
in
control
and
the
throw
clown.
back the balloons that appear on the screen.
I'm going to stop you right there. Asking me to control the clown. That's just...
Ryan, you have to control
That's
the
not
clown.
going to happen.
If you don't control the clown's going to control you.
The clown does what it wants.
Oh, no. That's-
Oh, am I speaking to Ryan or am I speaking to the clown?
You are talking to the clown.
Is Ryan there? Is he in there somewhere? Can we
Ryan.
talk to Ryan?
There is no Dana. There's only Zool.
If you line up 3 or more balloons of the same color in a row vertically, they will burn. And how long have they actually been working on it? Like, it's been 6 years since the last game, but doesn't mean they just, like, one week later went like, all right, let's go.
That's not like full team ramp up for
Yeah.
6 years.
I'm sure there's probably, like, some dudes sitting around thinking about, like, when this PlayStation 3 comes out,
You know what I
we're
like?
going to want to
Are-
do
Are
this.
BMWs. I like BMWs too.
You guys want to take some microphones out and put them under BMWs?
Let's go to BMW town.
All right.
So what
You
if
know
we?
what I also like? I like Audis.
You guys want to take some microphones out?
Microphones out.
Put them under an Audi?
Some Audis. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go buy some Audis.
We got all that GT4
Yeah, we
money
got the GT forecast. Let's go buy some Audis.
and some really good microphones.
We need new microphones. Those last microphones we used are shot.
And then it was like a year ago. They were like, we can't record all these cars.
We
we,
were-
we,
We recorded as many cars as we could
Well,
already.
We recorded a bunch of cars with our old microphones. We just use those.
So how about we just bring those in? And how's our cockpit guy doing? He's doing. No, seriously, how's he doing? How many cars has he done?
Five,
He's done, like, you
six?
know,
We've only got the one guy.
All right, so
we're just
we should have a meeting.
we can't put cockpits into all of these games.
I think it's okay
Those cars.
if the car logo license plate on this car looks like it fell out of a PlayStation 2. Who is going to fight me on this? You guys want to ship this game, right?
let's go with it.
Listen, we can do these cars. We can ship this game with like a decent amount of cars. Or watch this. Do the import thing. We import all the old cars from all the old games.
Or we do that.
Do it.
Go.
Want to go
I
test
don't
out some more
get it.
Audis?
Do we
Absolutely.
switch cars?
Get the microphones.
And scene. Our little playlist on the development of Gran Turismo 5. Thank you for joining us.
The preceding was a work of fiction.
Created by people with multiple religious beliefs.
Something like that. If I told
All right,
you,
Jeff, let's start
I'd
off
have to
with
kill
getting
you.
angry. Dude, yes. Let's get angry at Wired. Okay?
Yeah,
For being a bunch
basically.
of jerk bags.
Oh.
So, this was in... this doesn't even have anything to do with video games. It kind of does.
I guess.
But just it has to do with just... Wired is supposed to be the people's tech magazine. It's supposed to be for people who know stuff about technology and care about it. Right?
No.
Laughing out loud.
Wired was when Wired started. It was like 92, 93. There was a very
Fair
big
answer.
contingent of like these just West Coast super liberal scumbag hippies that had discovered computers and were treating it like it was fire.
Yeah.
And they started things like Boing Boing and Wired and all these
The
different-
Well.
The Well, yeah. Dr. Dobbs, like all these different Morph's Outpost, which I worked at for a while. All these different terrible things. They were just like, as someone who had grown up alongside this stuff, all seemed like second nature, and here were people going, "It's amazing! The global community is finally coming together!"
Yeah.
So Wired always seemed like 2 steps out of touch to me.
Okay.
In its first few years. And I think that they've brought that back in line, but
Darn.
occasionally something like this
Withdraw
comes out that
MC
totally
Bra.
just reminds me of old school Wired. What the hell is wrong with you, you phony cyberpunk Doug Copeland looking motherfuckers?
Okay, so the headline here is Wired's Geekster Handbook, a field guide to the nerd underground.
See? Already, right there. Just stop.
And it just gets more infuriating after that because they have these models that are dressed up like geeks. Like, geeks.
Ugh.
Oh, and then just these horrible descriptions of the different types. There's number 1, the fanboy. Which one's the fanboy?
He's the one wearing the Green Lantern
He's
T-shirt.
wearing a Green Lantern T-shirt. So
See?
obviously, good job. Disposition speaks mostly in lines from The Simpsons, Star Wars, Highlander, and Ghostbusters. Enjoys arguing about whether Batman or Boba Fett would win in a fight. Batman. Beliefs. The Force exists, but midichlorians are bullshit. Han shot first. Turn-ons. Princess Leia in slave gear. Starbuck. Male and female incarnations. Amazing
Just stop,
Fantasy
just
number
stop,
15.
Just stop.
Velour
Just stop.
uniforms.
Just stop.
And it just goes on. They've got the music geek, the gamer, the gadget guy, the hacker, the otaku.
The otaku's a lady.
Oh, Wired.
It's just it's a bummer because, yeah, like I said, I think Wired actually does a pretty good job.
Here,
in most
and
cases.
then here's this
stuff
feature.
like this.
See
Like,
how out of touch we are.
check it out. Apparently, someone who worked on the first year of Wired still works there, and this is what happened.
Like, yeah, it's just this secret impenetrable social strata.
Of people who like music. Oh man, no way.
They must be the music geek.
Like,
here's what I need to know how to interact with these people.
ostensibly, isn't that publication supposed to be talking to those people?
Exactly. That's my
Shouldn't they,
point.
like-
These people shouldn't have to have guides made about them.
yeah,
So my
exactly.
question is twofold. Who is reading Wired that this is allowed to get on the pages, and who is making Wired that this is allowed to get onto the pages?
I think Wired does really good game coverage. So it just bums me out when stuff like this is just like, gosh.
Shame on you, Wired.
Like, you saw the stuff in the quick look. There's a gigantic spider.
I did.
Which keeps coming after you.
That spider's a dick.
Even after you keep tearing its legs off, so maybe the kid is a bigger dick.
Such good art.
Yeah, it's amazing. That
Laughing
spider
out
is
loud.
pretty nasty after a while.
I
Goes down to one
I
leg,
continued
but
then-
playing after that quick look and took out the spider.
You have a real spider phobia,
Haha
though.
is a
You
noob.
have a arachnophobia, don't you?
Or
Or is
I
it-
don't know.
is it
Is it arachnophobia to be scared of like really
Tell
big
him
hairy
use his
spiders, or is
mini-map.
that just natural?
It's just phobia.
Or-
It's just
yeah,
fear.
That's just
That's-
common sense.
Yeah, that's like living. That's staying alive.
I had a
It's like
horrible
being scared
spider
of
experience
like
recently.
But you're also like scared of spiders, like little baby, like the kind that like children.
yeah,
don't
because
hurt
they
you.
go in your mouth and they also want to go in your
They're
ears.
not- They're just hanging out
No, they're just waiting for you to
don't
fall
have-
asleep.
so they can get inside.
Yeah, so they can get inside and lay their eggs in your ear, and then so you can.
Why would they go in your mouth to lay eggs in your ear?
Because it's warm and moist.
But I'm saying they could go in your
Security.
ear.
Everyone
It's
has
gotta
one.
be-
Straight to the ear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not saying spiders
No.
are smart either. You know? They're pretty
You can
stupid.
You seem
disable
pretty
it.
spiderist.
I am a spiderist.
I had no idea.
It's true.
I didn't know
Yes.
the type of person that
Should
was
come to one of my
working with.
rallies,
Oh, got these pamphlets.
brother.
Got a Facebook page.
Brother, I will be there. Bring your stomping shoes.
My last spider fight encounter, I was
Which would
naked.
still
and
make
it
it
was-
his fault.
I felt like
Wait, back up.
Violated.
I was in the shower, and a spider
Oh,
coming
yeah.
right at me. It was the biggest spider.
He was coming at you.
It was coming
Malice
directly
in his
at
eyes.
me.
With a
All
video
10 eyes.
camera.
Laughing
There
out
was
loud.
hair on that thing's legs. It was coming at me.
It's my bathtub.
Yeah,
I had a copy of the Watchtower.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
It was
Go, go,
worst.
Czar.
Oh, you
I
killed it?
got out of the damn shower,
And
and
You
then
hopped out of the shower, didn't you?
yeah, totally. Went, and got out of the shower and grabbed the shower head and started like blasting the spider with the thing. I'm gonna kill this thing with water.
Sorry for
And
all
it
FF.
did not go down. It was so big, it was just shaking that off.
Thanks for the watch.
Just turn the
just,
knob.
yeah, it just kind of kept
Little heat, please.
yeah, kind of kept coming, and then finally it kind of took cover behind this brush that I have at the bottom of the shower. I used to clean the shower and all that sort of stuff. So once it was behind there and kind of pinned down, I held the water on it so it couldn't get out, and looked for something I could spray on it or something. So it was too big to smush,
And you're naked.
and I'm naked, so I can't
You're not gonna
step on it.
with
That's
your
my
foot.
yeah, it's my
So
naked ass
luckily, I had
foot.
this big bottle of Aquanet.
Yeah, no, actually, it was scrubbing bubbles.
Nice.
That's why you wear boots in the shower.
Now, yeah. I learned my lesson. So I actually just sat there and sprayed it with scrubbing bubbles until I thought I had done completed my dark task, and then that body sat there overnight because I was already late. We got a boat to catch to get to work now. Like I can't fuck around all day killing spiders. I didn't even get
spiders.
to take a full shower. Spider robbed me of my shower.
Just
Well, way to
another-
go, big man.
Kill the
Way
spider.
to fight that spider and win.
Kill it and won. I'm a winner. Me.
We once caught a giant spider in like a little Tupperware thing and managed to get some like plastic wrap over it.
Yeah.
And we're just watching it run around in there and stuff, and then we kind of forgot about it and left it next to the window in the sun, and we came back later and it was all crispy.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're the spider haters, and you're the one just torturing them.
My mom keeps black widows.
Whoa!
What? Yeah, she does.
Why would you do that?
And
She keeps
scorpions
spiders.
and a
Is she an
tarantula.
assassin?
I think so. I think in her spare time. I don't really. But yeah, she always had, like black widows in jars and stuff. They'd go get crickets and feed it to the spider and watch it. And I used to watch this, and I was like, that's great.
Are they local? Like, can you find black widows?
Oh yeah, they're all behind the shop.
Yeah, if you have a big yard full of used tires, you'll eventually get to find spiders out there. So yeah, that's my
Spiders.
scarring upbringing.
I was gonna say, like, the A to B to C on Jeff's hatred of.
Now do you get it?
Spiders is pretty clear.
the spider chef.
My girlfriend, who was an RN, once had a guy come into the hospital with a spider in his ear.
Anything I'm making this stuff up, they wait.
They
But
totally
that spider went straight to the ear.
Yeah, no,
It was,
he's a
it was
smart
totally
guy.
in the ear, and the guy was freaking out because he could feel it running around in there.
What'd they do?
It's
They
not
had
helping the spider
The solution
cause.
is to drown it out. Like tilt the guy's head and fill it full of water, fill the ear
Stick 'em-
canal with water, and the spider will get the hell out of there so it won't drown.
That's the worst.
I know.
Anyway, Limbo.
So Limbo, 5 stars. A giant spider killing simulation.
Yeah.
That turns out.
I was hanging out at the GameSpot booth, and Ricardo knows that I'm stupid about Tim Schafer, as a lot of people know that I'm stupid about Tim Schafer. Like, in a way that just doesn't make sense. Like, I actually just can't speak in front of him. I'm like, bleh, bleh, bleh. So, he's standing there, he's about to do a demo, and Ricardo grabs me and drags me over to him and goes, "This is Carrie. She's also a producer at EA. She is a big fan of Psychonauts, and you guys are kindred spirits." And, it was halfway through E3, and clearly Tim Schafer gets this a lot. Like, he kind of was standing there kind of not impressed that he's meeting someone who's a big, huge fan of his.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
that's not the most impressive credentials that I have in the entire universe. And I just went something like,
Nice flick, Carmi XD.
awesome. And he's just, you could just tell he's like, oh God, not another one, And I felt really, really horrible about it, but I couldn't help myself. I just revert to something like an amoeba. And so I was like babbling on about how much I love Psychonauts and how when I was at GameSpot, like I just talked about Psychonauts all the time and all this stuff.
Yes, accurate.
And Alex was there,
Uh-huh.
and Tim's kind of talking to Alex
Snakes.
about what's going on with Beatles Rock Band, and I'm just like, but I love Psychonauts. It was embarrassing, right? and I'm willing to admit it, and it's fine. And at some point, I just went, God, this train wreck can't go any worse. So I just turned to him and went, you know what? I just don't like Jack Black. and oh my God, do you not say that to Tim Schafer?
It wasn't just you didn't like it. What was it you said? It was something particular.
I said he wasn't funny. And so Tim Schafer then kind of like, now he's paying attention to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
You finally got your way.
You had to act out, didn't you?
I couldn't handle it, right? So he kind of looks at me, and he was a gentleman, he was a sweetheart, he was wonderful, whatever. But he just goes, but did you see School of Rock? And I went, well, I mean, yeah, that was like the most tolerable of his movies.
What?
Like, School of Rock was fine, and I love High Fidelity, but Jack Black is kind of minute in High Fidelity. And I said, that was fine. I just don't think he's funny. And he's just looking at me like death eyes, right? And I'm like, oh God, this is mortifying. I've now completely embarrassed myself in front of Tim Schafer, and I've now babbled on and on and on, and now told him that I hate Jack Black. And then he proceeds to tell me that people tell him that he and Jack Black look alike / are similar / have that same kind of thing. And I went, oh my God, now I've just insulted him, Tim Schafer, on top of everything, who I adore. And so I finally managed to get out of this. I just go, all right, look, I'm sorry, I just want to put this out there. The first thing I did, the first moment that I entered E3 on the first day, I beelined for the Brutal Legend demo, and I played it. And even though it was loud and what have you, it actually was quieter than it was for a lot of E3 because most of you guys were at the Sony press conference still.
Yeah.
I put my ear up against the television to listen to the cinematics and stuff, and I thought it was quite funny. And I really, really don't like Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he's... Wait, maybe I shouldn't go on about it, but I don't like Jack Black. So I said to him, you know what? I thought he was funny in Brutal Legend. So let this be the moral
actually upset Schaefer. It was his PR.
Darlow
So
is
a
shaking.
guy called Devin.
Don't be scared.
Yes.
Who's lovely.
Yeah, Devin's
friend
a nice
of the
guy.
podcast.
Absolutely wonderful, great friend of the show.
He is.
He is great.
Giant Bombcast got name dropped in this week's issue of the New Yorker, and they called us charmingly garrulous, which I couldn't think of a more New Yorker
This
thing
map is
to
damn
describe us as.
Can't
Hey, they're
find
like
anything
pizza
here.
crust.
I think it would be like not necessarily in their ballpark
New map
to say
after set, please.
effing a-holes in like a classy
Nice.
type publication like the New Yorker.
that
Yes,
New
it will
Yorker.
be.
But I think
Go,
it's
go,
also
Stark.
it's garrulous
Which
is
one?
not a necessarily a positive word,
I take it as a compliment.
but I take it completely as a compliment. So
Well,
yeah,
there was
charming, however.
yeah.
charmingly garrulous,
Hard to misinterpret.
I suppose so. But there you go, August 9th issue of the New Yorker, and then a choice quote from me about Assassin's Creed 2 and the quality of the face and neck stabbing.
when you read it
Nice.
without you putting your voice to it, it just makes you sound like a savage.
Here, I'm actually gonna pull it up and I'm gonna read it, but I'm gonna read it like I'm gonna read it as though I was a voice pitched anonymous killer.
Yes.
There's a lot of face and neck stabbing.
Hello,
if you
everybody.
like to stab dudes in the face and neck. There's one really good move where you could stab a dude 5 or 6 times very quickly, Shank style, like just jabbing. That's really oddly satisfying.
I think the word oddly is the only thing that prevents that entire passage from not sounding like it came from.
Definitely when you read it like that,
completely
it sounds like something they would keep
Albo
cutting
Seaman.
out of context and just show
The italicized uhs.
Yeah.
Really.
Mr. Davis, did you or did you not say in reference to
Husband, give me a
stabbing
DJ.
people in the face and neck?
Why can't you be a little
Just
romantic?
months before.
This heinous crime was
That's
committed.
fine. Give me
Your
a
Honor.
VJ in
Your
the
Honor. I did not say it 5 times. Someone said they were just listening to that podcast this morning. They said, not say 5 times.
Oh, they were you contacted for this quote?
Misquoted. I was not.
Oh my god.
They did not source this
Fact
at all.
checkers over there. If they're getting that wrong, what else they get?
I know,
That's
seriously.
all I'm asking.
Of giving away some of the
I'll
movie
show myself
magic.
now.
Sugar Ray Leonard's going to come up and he's pimping.
Sorry, next.
We're doing Finite 4.
Oh, you're not gonna tell.
I could see them backing away from
That doesn't look
Otomedius
good
really
either, though.
slowly, just to avoid.
But this is not their first
going to
Otomedius
prison.
game.
Yeah, there's Otomedius G before Otomedius X.
Yeah, this
Have
is,
they
this
all
is
been
the
That was
disc games?
Otomedius Gorgeous.
Could you click the girl's boobs?
Probably.
They giggle.
They're creepy, gal shooters. It's
Yeah, it's weird.
So moe.
yeah. Hey everyone, it's Tuesday, October the 25th, 2011, and you are listening to the Giant Bombcast. I'm Ryan Davis. Let's take it around the table. Vinny Caravella's here.
You're listening to Giant Bombcast.
Jeff
I'm Vinny
Gerstmann
Caravellas.
is here.
I'm not listening to the Giant Podcast.
You're not. You're making it happen.
Whoa.
You don't listen to it.
Yeah.
You live it. And Brad Shoemaker's here. Brad, tell us about
burns.
eating too many
It
Altoids.
burns.
Why would you
I
eat?
first of all, I compulsively eat Altoids.
Okay.
So know that.
Yeah.
So I just ate 8 or 10 of them.
It's easy. It's
in 2 minutes.
Once you get into a good Altoids habit, it's
Yeah.
way too easy. Just
Just
start
pop 'em in.
up in the ante of
Yeah.
just 5 at a time.
Yeah,
Put
three
them in
off.
here, crunch, crunch, crunch.
3 at a time minimum for me now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You build up tolerance.
It's like Blistex or any kind of lip balm. Once you get on it,
it's hard to get off.
You're on it.
Yeah.
Because then lips will just fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a bunch of Altoids is one thing, but then to drink a cold glass of water directly after.
I once made myself
Ugh.
pass out by
Ugh.
eating a bunch of Altoids really quickly and then taking 3 or 4 deep breaths.
Really?
Just it just caused the hyperventilation effect to
Wow.
happen way more quickly.
A little head rush.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just had such an
some
extreme head
advice
rush.
out there for you kids.
I'll be right back. It's not working.
This was a fun high school trick. Vinny, how you doing?
Doing all right?
You eating too many Altoids lately?
No, never. This guy's clean.
You don't like Altoids?
I don't need Altoids to have a good time.
Well, it just enhances it. It's we're having fun anyway.
What?
It just makes it better.
Whatever. I'm not a chicken. You're a turkey.
Just makes your breath that much
I don't want to
fresher.
hang around with you guys anymore.
Hey, you know what? That's your right. and as your friend,
that's not how it's supposed to play.
I'll let you. That's okay. I understand.
Cool,
Look at the nerd over there with the bad breath.
All right, so there you go. That's the correct way for this after-school special to end.
I guess
he is shunned, but he's a better person for it. And then Jeff dies in a car crash.
Have fun in the library.
Oh man, I don't know
Jeff
what to
Gerstmann
do,
died the
Brad.
next
They
day.
want me to take Altoids. You fucking eat 8. I'm on 9 right now. Oh no!
I gotta tell you, man, you gotta stay off these Altoids, kid. Once you start eating them, you can't stop.
I'm out of here.
Hey everyone, it's Tuesday, August the 9th, 2011, and you're listening to the Giant Bombcast. I'm Ryan Davis.
Ryan D. Copperbottom. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Vinny Caravella, how you doing?
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Laughing out loud.
Boy, to this end, I have formulated a series of tables you may use to randomize the show's order using nothing more than one six-sided die, as I have in hand.
All right. CSAR in 8 seconds.
Something balanced.
I have released this system under the Creative Commons license in the hope that it will allow each and every one of you to enjoy the unpredictable freshness brought by doing emails first.
So what do we do? How do we? What's Mark 1?
All right. At the beginning of each podcast segment, roll the die. Depending on the results, proceed with the following segment.
All
right, let's try it.
All right, who wants to roll first?
Brad, you roll first.
Warning: the server is switching maps to SFCSAR in 3 seconds.
5.
Rolls a 5.
Roll again if the die indicates 5 second time. End the podcast immediately.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Warning: the server is switching
I hold
maps
all of our
to
faith
SFCSAR
in the
in
palm of
1
my
second.
hand.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Warning: the server is.
Oh wow. Well, this is
All right, stop it. We gotta start again. All right, second podcast for today.
All right, thanks for listening to the Giant Bombcast. Be sure and tune back in next week with another edition of the Giant Bombcast.
You loaded this thing, didn't you?
It's Tuesday, August the 9th, 2011, and you were listening to the Giant Bombcast. I'm your host, Ryan Davis.
Ryan
Joining me
P.
today,
Copperpot.
Vinny Caravella.
How you doing, man?
I'm excellent. Patrick Klepek and
I feel like I've been here before.
Yeah,
Brad Shoemaker.
Why do I feel like I've
Deja
had
vu?
this discussion?
All right, so we tried
Pizza paper.
Steve. We tried your method
Bagels.
here.
You might remember from the last podcast.
Stephen Marks. Hey, you might remember from the earlier podcast that happened.
I crunched up that piece of paper.
I feel like he put that in there as this would be a funny aside, and that won't happen on
what
the
are the
chances
first
of that
roll?
happening? And sure enough, it happened on the very first roll. So I was going to use this for the rest of the show, but now I know that I can't trust it.
I didn't see anything in that guide that said we had to do another podcast.
No, it didn't. But I would feel really bad if we didn't do.
Brad, roll that die.
That would have been really funny.
Do an actual
Roll it.
podcast.
Would've been really
No.
fun. No, come on.
I'm not going to use it now. I'm not going to use it
I
now.
wanna see
I'm
if
gonna
you roll it.
eliminate the 5 rule.
It's a 4.
We'll just eliminate the
New
5
releases.
I really spend much time with it on the PC. I've seen a bunch of it on 360, and it looks gorgeous on there. So it's one of those hey, I kind of just want to try playing with a racing wheel, but I don't want to buy one. I need to borrow it from somebody because I just want to see what that's like.
Just make Dave bring his in and we'll do it for the live show or something.
Don't buy a racing wheel.
Yeah.
I really want to buy a racing wheel.
Don't buy a racing wheel. Don't buy a fucking racing
What are you
wheel.
gonna bolt it to?
Don't buy a racing wheel.
I think I'll buy a racing chair.
Don't buy a racing chair.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Buy the big metal frame.
Don't buy a racing wheel.
Why don't you get a D-box seat while you're in it? It's 14 grand, something like that.
I would buy a D-box seat before I'd buy a racing wheel.
I like it. As somebody who doesn't drive, I just want to play around with the gear shift and all that stuff.
Maybe,
and
yes.
I could probably just buy a car for cheaper at that point.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just burn it out in a parking lot.
Don't buy a racing wheel.
Just let you, when I finally buy a new car.
It's
just coming in today now.
Now prove
I'll
it.
just let you borrow my old one. You go spin,
That was real
Brodies.
fun. I'll give you a couple of $1,000 here. This is real fun.
I'm with him. Don't buy a racing wheel.
Don't buy a racing wheel.
I think I was real close to buying a racing wheel, but
Don't buy a racing wheel.
Don't buy a racing wheel.
The thing is,
Don't buy a racing wheel.
The thing is, they're not.
How often do you even play racing games?
I was not enough to buy
Never.
a racing wheel. Well, maybe they're more fun with the racing.
Here's the other thing.
Hey, Vinny. Don't play racing games.
Also, racing games, the whole notion that racing games are somehow more fun or more realistic with a steering wheel is a complete fallacy.
What?
It's a complete fallacy.
Because it's not like none of them behave like the steering wheels in actual cars.
Yeah,
at all.
It's just another contrivance. It's like it's.
You're trading one for one
That
of the
doesn't sound
slightly
safe
more,
at all, then.
slightly more realistic, but
Yeah, you're not going to use that to learn how to drive well.
Say I can't learn to switch gears.
Don't
on
buy a racing
let's go to the arcade. We'll play hard driving until you know how to drive a car.
I think. Well, here's the problem. They don't make them. You can't buy one for like the PS3, the 360, and the PC. You can only buy a PS3 and PC, or for the 360.
I thought those Fanatec ones did.
No, they're still just like I heard that too, and I looked them up. And unless somebody has one, hey, I'll talk to Dave. Anyway, I don't own a racing wheel.
Don't buy a racing wheel.
You're set then.
Yeah.
Buy Dirt 3.
Anybody see the things that like the 360 the Connect racing wheel? Did you see the ads for that go up?
No.
On, like
Is
Amazon.
there a physical wheel that you hold?
The picture is like an invisible wheel. It was selling for like $14.99. Maybe somebody mocked it up, but it was like I didn't click through the link to the Amazon page, but it looked awesome.
Wow.
Or they can distribute that digitally.
That was actually just a link to the Rebecca Black Friday site.
Is that what we're calling it now? Black Friday
song. So no racing wheel. What were we even talking? How did we even talk about that?
We're talking about new releases.
Oh, Dirt 3. That game would be awesome with the racing wheel.
Ah!
What else is
Don't
out?
buy a racing wheel.
What else is out this week?
Daggerdale is out this week.
Thank you.
Across the 360 and PS3 if it gets up.
I don't know. Store's still not up.
They don't even send you
I don't
emails.
think Daggerdale's coming for PS3, even if the store's back up.
Oh, that's right.
They have a
surely-
backlog of other
surely
things.
they would not jump
I think
new stuff
Yeah,
ahead.
I think they've kind of said,
we're
even
gonna
in
do
the
this in
Daggerdale
order.
stuff, they're like, this is going to go out at some point.
That game looked really interesting. I kind of want to spend some time.
I was going to get a
with it.
knife controller, a dagger controller for that game.
That would be a reasonable purchase.
Yeah.
What?
Well, how many games does he play where he stabs dudes?
A lot. But
A lot.
But is it realistic? Would you really
Don't-
know how to stab a dude?
Don't buy a racing dagger.
Oh, but it vibrates.
But buy a dagger wheel.
Yeah.
Would you learn how to really use a dagger wheel with the dagger wheel controller? I kind of look
It's
up
not
that.
a matter of trying to
Use my
learn
chakram.
how to use a dagger. Yeah, it's not a lot of new stuff coming out right now, but
Hey, Dirt 3.
Or next week.
Or
and
next week.
Daggerdale.
The week after that.
oh yeah, the week of
Death
E3.
Smiles, that come out?
Awesome games.
Death Smiles 2X.
That might be coming out.
Well, I bought it today, so it is out. So something like that.
I didn't think that was a real game, so I didn't list it.
Yeah, no, that came out on the Games on Demand. It's crazy. They're selling the Japanese version of that game for $30 on Games on Demand, totally untranslated. Sort of like Sony has done with PS1 stuff.
Interesting.
Like the achievements are Japanese, like everything. It is not an English game, but they.
just
You know,
gotta
it's
shoot
a cool
bullets.
idea because, like, you know, if you were to buy that game and import it and have a Japanese 360 and all that crap, like, you'd be spending kind of a lot of money. But now you can just get it for only $30. Of course, you could start to make the argument that it's not worth $30 because it has about as much content as a $10 as like Trouble Witches Neo or something like that. It's a downloadable Japanese side-scrolling shooter.
Does this version of has yet another set of achievements separate from the Japanese achievements?
No, these are just the Japanese achievements.
Okay.
So
Now I can finally live the dream of having Japanese achievements.
Yes.
On a non-Japanese Xbox.
Right. And the only way you can tell what the difference between the girls that you're playing as is that it lists their names and their ages. The oldest one is 17. You can tell because their boobs are the biggest.
That doesn't mean anything.
Actually, the 14-year-olds are maybe a little bit bigger. It's a great fucking game. Maybe we'll do a quick look at that because it's so high quality.
We should do a quick look at that.
Yeah, we should do a quick look at that. Yeah, it's kind of.
That's a real picture.
Put that down.
This is
like
It's not invisible. It's just it's translucent.
Check out this
I think I don't know. I think that's to show you that it's invisible.
No, it's
It's a shitty thing.
I don't even.
Maybe it's just something designed to try and keep your hands in the
Yeah, like
correct
if you're
position.
too stupid to keep your hands at virtual 10 and 2,
Yeah.
now you've got a plastic thing you can.
Saying I shouldn't buy this either. You guys are just fucking wet towels.
The wettest.
All right, let's take it to emails then. Bombcast action.
Oh.
I saw Gallagher at the Luther Burbank Center when I was in junior high.
Did you really?
How was that?
Fucking terrible.
You didn't blow your mind with, this says cat. Now it says bat.
Occasionally I had to pull up the plastic sheet, though. So
were you that close?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
One wobbit.
Graduation.
That's
impressive.
That's kind of cool. That is a unique experience that not a lot of people can have.
Yep.
To claim.
Third row right.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, him and his brother.
All right. Hanging out with Michael Stipe. Aren't they? Are they suing each other still? And then like one steal the act,
Something
or
like that. Yeah.
I think real Gallagher though has gone.
Oh yeah.
He was always a little.
Oh,
nutty.
but like
He's lost the comedy bit.
Yeah, now it's just like scary tragic. Kind of.
He's still wearing that hat.
Storming out of podcasts.
That's the most tragic part.
The suspenders were pretty tragic.
No, I don't think he wears the hat anymore. I think he's just celebrating his extreme baldness.
With the curtains hanging down? With
lost the curtains.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Did he get buff or something?
You know, he didn't carrot top
Carrot Top again. Doing cycles of the juice. Staring at each other really intensely for hours at a time.
P90X.
You ready to do some more? I'm ready to do some more. Do you want to do some more?
Oh, Gallagher.
Smash these watermelons.
Now he just uses his fists. Doesn't even need the hammer anymore.
That's what they should do in Bioshock Infinite. He just opens a rift and Gallagher jumps out and just smashes all your enemies. And, close it! Close it! Close it!
You can summon Gallagher. It's like the next Final Fantasy. My protector, Gallagher.
Gallagher. That'd be an awesome move.
5-minute FMV of Gallagher flying up and a million tiny watermelons spinning around him.
Sorry, guys, I can't talk about Final Fantasy 13-2.
This is the direction Final Fantasy really needs to go in. Like, summon bad, like, 80s, 90s comics to, like, do their bits. We took it in a different direction.
We'll just take
it's just like, Kingdom Hearts was good, but working with Disney was such a pain in the ass.
We find Jeff Dunham much more receptive to our ideas, so...
Here comes Stephen Wright.
When his racist
he puts people to sleep
character. Fuck you, I like Stephen Wright.
Here comes Platypus Man. Oh, you never watched Platypus Man? I forget his real name. I don't know. This I'm going through my like comic relief stuff right now.
Summon Kevin Meaney.
Are you going through comic relief? Are you like watching the old tapes?
Yeah, so my marathon of comic relief.
Man, Whoopi Goldberg was in everything in like 87 and 88. It was
she was pretty sure.
It was crazy. She was all right though. Yeah,
not bad. Robin Williams is always kind of weird.
And Billy Crystal just never good. Just never good. Billy Crystal always poison. That's what I learned from watching comic relief.
Billy Crystal's the new Bob Hope.
And Elaine Boozler still kind of hot. I can't tell you why, but I'd still throw it at her if I could.
I'm with you.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some news.
Judy Tenuta.
Or Judy Tenuta, sure.
I hate her.
Yeah. She's married to Emo Phillips.
We had this conversation.
Judy Tenuta, but you couldn't even pull the name for Judy Tenuta.
No, it was Judy with the accordion. All right,
Hulk Hogan's main event for Xbox Connect. Jeff, I'm throwing it over to you in the wrestling corner.
That's right, brother. Just get in front of Connect.
Majesco, your friends and mine.
Oh, God, really?
The makers of SpongeBob SquarePants video carts for Game Boy Advance and Advent Rising.
I bet those carts are still paying the bills over there.
Grab the 24-inch pythons, run Connect this holiday season, dude.
So,
well, you know something, Majesco brothers.
Do you think there will be a Yappa Pie
when I
Indian
put my
strap
name
match?
on the dotted line to sign the contract for this, brother? I don't know. Yes, the Yappa Pie Indian strap match will be strongly featured. So you'll have to get your body into the proper position for the strapation, dude.
Being made by
they said so like painfully little about what this game even is.
Well, they've said enough in saying that Panic Button, makers of Attack of the Movies 3D, is developing this.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
wow,
only bangers.
That sounds like a pretty good combination.
So that's
So it's a rail shooter for Kinect, in which you gotta
Hulk,
spin your hand around and hold it up to your ear to kill aliens.
So Hulk Hogan, not WWE.
Not even TNA.
No.
Which is where he is now.
Hulk Hogan is the only brand. Not even Suburban Commando. Zeus will not be in this game.
Now, don't make these claims before you know all the facts, because that's something that if they said and Zeus is in it, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
They could get Tiny Lister at this point.
Trying to decide how I feel about that.
I mean, yeah. What is this game?
So that's the question. Who does he wrestle?
Maybe he doesn't wrestle.
Made up wrestlers. You know. Like
how do you know? Does it say it's a wrestling game?
It kind of doesn't.
Yeah, so maybe it's just Hulk Hogan like shooting guys.
Is he actively wrestling in TNA, or is he just like sort of
he's like a on camera like leader, like he's the man. He's oppressing wrestlers.
Okay.
So he just comes out and takes up way too much airtime, saying, "Well, you know something, brother." You're not going to get this match because I run the things around here, dude.
I mean, he's kind of too physically messed up to wrestle at this point, right?
Yeah,
doesn't he have like just incredible back problems?
It sounds like it. Yeah, I bet if he wanted to get like one more match, and it made a whole lot of sense. He could do some stuff, but he was never like the most nimble, amazing wrestler in the world, anyways.
He's also like in a real hard up financial situation, right?
I guess.
His ex-wife just like totally cleaned him out.
There's that happened, and all the stuff with his
breaking
son
the illusion,
and the car
man.
wreck. Like, there's all kinds of.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
I mean, Ric Flair is still like in TNA. They don't even call it TNA anymore. They changed their name. It's just Impact Wrestling. Because they're like so reactionary. They caught wind of some internal memo apparently, or that Vince McMahon didn't want people to use wrestling in conjunction with the product because they're trying to seem like mainstream entertainment, so let's just call it entertainment. And they said, well, so now the TNA slogan is now wrestling matters. Like, so it's reactionary to a memo that me and like 9 other people get the reference of and care about, but everyone else is like, you're stupid. This is stupid.
What is this thing?
Yeah.
What am I watching now?
So I actually started watching TNA a couple weeks ago because I wanted to prove to myself that I can only watch the worst television possible.
So Farm Report,
Big Joe Polka Show,
Hee Haw.
Well, Hee Haw's good. Hee Haw's a classic.
Yeah.
And now like the worst wrestling imaginable is just like.
Let me pay
for as much shit as I've talked about how bad like
the WWE
is. Like, man.
They put on a coordinated, exciting show.
There is production quality. Like things make at least things make wrestling sense. At least
wrestling logic is a tenuous logic already.
Yeah. Whereas the things going on, it's just like.
Is it just everyone walking out and getting hit by unmarked Lincoln Town cars?
That would be way better. That would be way better than anything going on.
At the end of every match, whoever the winner is walks out of the ring and then
get run down. And who drove that car? Maybe we'll find out next week. And then they never mention it again.
Yeah, that's it. They just always come back. That's the Kenny dying of wrestling.
Yeah. Whereas like in TNA, they're calling back to like bad WCW shit. Where they have the guy who used to be Mr. Kennedy in the WWE, who used to be kind of good.
Yeah.
Like, he's coming out dressed up like old Sting to get in current Sting's head. And
like Dayglow Sting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Ultimate Warrior face paint looking Sting.
Yeah.
Bleached.
Oh, does he even like have the bleached fucking high top?
It's kind of funny. But it's just like done so shoddily. It's just like, what the fuck is even going on? And there's like I don't know. Women in trances. I don't know. It's like this. She's been taken over by this evil other woman. That's why she's got dark circles under her eyes now. And she snapped and wrestled this other girl. It's fucking so stupid.
Wait, you're saying wrestling's dumb?
I'm saying that wrestling is dumber than ever.
It's 2011, y'all.
Oh, it is astounding to me that it still exists.
Wrestling
that they're still able to build some kind of business off of these dumb ideas.
Never go broke playing to the cheap seats, my friend.
I guess, and I'm certainly not above it.
For those spare moments,
Jesus, I feel they never fail to make me feel like the biggest idiot possible.
Why did I just watch that?
And if there's ever any moment where you even accidentally get invested in something related to wrestling, it's going to fucking go as wrong as it possibly could. And you'll be like, why did I care about this? God, I'm an idiot.
Why did I think this was going to end up awesome?
Yeah. It's not awesome.
Our guy is far away.
This is your PSA, kids. It's not cool to watch wrestling.
Wrestling's not awesome. Don't let them tell you otherwise.
I get angry
messages from people.
Good job, Leo.
Saying, how did you let
Thank
these
you.
fuckers remove it from the show?
What
Aren't
you
you
get
the
for
boss?
leaving for a week.
And then I realized, wait a minute, I totally am.
So start reading these.
I don't have the paperwork.
Sorry,
this
boss.
week. But I want you to have these for me when the podcast starts.
Oh, I have them. It's right here.
Great.
Looking
Okay,
at it.
if you could get me that.
So
how are we doing on those reports?
I see here. Dot clock the toasted sandwich. Oh wait, that's just the demo version of that.
Those first 2 games sound like bangers. They sound like the sort of things we should be reading.
Let me put it to you this way: if you didn't read them, then we
Uh-huh.
could get a real sandwich faster. Now, how do you feel?
He kind of has you there.
DSiWare, Glory Days, Tactical Defense, and Animal Boxing, and The Cellar.
Animal Boxing?
And Alien Puzzle Adventure. All right, emails.
Alien Puzzle Adventure?
Emails.
And that does nothing for you.
The name, you know what? The name is good enough.
From Hell's Heart, Ryan Davis stabs at D.
I'm saying we're at an hour 50.
Uh-huh.
If we don't want 2 hour and 30-minute podcasts every single week, we cut this.
Who says that?
No one. Except Ryan Davis.
You know what?
Alright,
The reality of animal boxing can never live up to what you imagine in your mind. So just let it go.
Maybe I'll start reading these a week behind, but instead I'll just take the titles and write my own descriptions of what I think the games are.
You just start doing your own separate
podcast
of the DSiWare, WiiWare readings.
Just the Nintendo Download Minute.
Indeed. All right. First email comes in from Madeline Henry in Bemidji.
How specialized and insane would that be? Of just like, here's a podcast in which someone tells you what is out for download on Nintendo platforms.
After that, they've already been posted.
After they've already been posted in text form, but if you don't like to read, here's
or even posted on the system. You could just go to the system and look at it and say, "Here's what they are."
I actually one of the people that wrote in and said that they missed this feature said it was actually useful because the stores are so poorly designed.
It's true. The stores are
It's
really
true.
poorly
The
designed.
stores are horribly laid out.
But I think the thing that we've realized over the year plus of doing this is that most of the content is complete garbage.
I could have told you that a year ago when we started doing it.
But about two cave stories a year, and you just go buy them.
Yeah, the charm of that, the having to sift through.
Fair enough. No, that's I agree with you in spirit that yes.
I mean,
the time to move on is upon us. We just need to replace it with something.
It's just the overhead is the issue. If we could pluck out good ones and not read them all.
There are no good ones.
That's
pluck
a
out
sad reality.
Fixing jams all day
entertaining ones.
fucking
Brad,
game.
hit me
with
an emails.
Emails.
Thank you, sir. Podcast@timebomb.com. Oh, now I'm in solo.
Yeah.
Push your luck.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So Hulk Hogan's main event is out this week.
Oh, yes, Hulk Hogan's main event is out this week.
Yeah.
So is that Michael Phelps game. Anyway. I don't know why
Again, the chair comes at you and you have to
chop it.
Otherwise, they take away all your endorsement deals.
I don't remember in my limited wrestling viewing experience that the chair was often wielded when the other guy was in a position to block it. It seemed like the guy was usually like on the ground before somebody was going for a chair.
Right, but if that was the case, then you just hit the chair over and over again until the guy was dead. So there are definitely like people blocking or grabbing the chair out of other people's hands or drop kicking the chair while the other guy's holding it in front of his face. Rob Van Dam started doing this thing where he had a chair and he would throw it to the other guy. The other guy would catch it and then he would kick the chair when the chair would hit the guy in the face. And you were like, that's innovative. That's pretty good. And then he did it every week for as long as he was able. And now you're like, I get it.
It's still pretty good.
Still all right.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah, still okay.
He's thinking about it.
Exactly. So, well, if
what can we do with this chair?
Rob Van Dam, the thinking man's wrestler.
Oh, yeah. He's a real cerebral kind of guy.
It's him and
you
Bob.
can tell, all his High Times interviews, you can tell that he really has a lot to say about, conspiracies that drive this great nation.
Whatever. He was able to, hold interviews.
What is it with former wrestlers being crazy conspiracy theorists?
I think they get hit in the head too much.
That must be it. I don't know.
Jesse Body Ventura.
They spend a lot of time on the road talking to other idiots, and when you just have a bunch of idiots in this pressure chamber,
and you were all super fucked up on pain medication the whole time.
Yeah,
and probably
all it takes is one crazy person in Omaha handing you a pamphlet
Yeah.
to kickstart that conversation.
Brother, I think that guy in the truck is watching us.
Well, plus you're probably in an environment
He's
where
a communist.
everybody's trying to fight for your showtime anyway. There's a conspiracy left and right. Anyways, guys are getting hit by cars constantly.
Yep.
So
Over and over again.
So you think there's
it's an environment that
the paranoia is just low level and constant.
Yeah, it's like that's what happens when you get a bunch of independent contractors together and like let them know very clearly, like, there's only so much TV time, you guys.
Yeah.
So be good. Oh, good, great.
I mean, the Ultimate Warrior is basically like the craziest of all crackpots now, right?
Sure, yeah. Forget wrestling. Talk about the world.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's
just on a larger scale, like
yeah,
even
man.
outside of the wrestling
Yeah,
bubble.
dude.
He's pretty crazy.
He was, yeah.
That's kind of always his thing, though, was that he was pretty crazy.
Right. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, though, not so crazy.
Libertarian.
Manimal?
What?
Manimal, is that a guy?
What?
What?
Probably. Comic book character?
Is that a Muppet?
You thinking of George the Animal Steel?
No. I'm thinking of the guy who used to wear the mask with the crazy long hair and twisted teeth.
Mankind.
Yeah.
Mankind.
Yeah.
He's totally...
Yeah, he's a successful author.
Yeah, that guy's got it
children's books.
together. Yeah, no, seriously, he is.
Yeah.
What about the guy
Mick Foley?
Mick Foley,
is a-
yeah.
yeah.
He's this guy who lost
missing an ear,
most of
but-
both of his ears or something.
Yeah, but like I've seen him do interviews, and he's just like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, he also walked away from a bunch of it before it got him.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was doing like barbed wire and like I thought
Like
he was
at,
like,
the,
anymore.
at the
Oh,
end,
yeah.
he was
Yeah.
doing like super hardcore matches, and he was kind of he was one of those fringe crazy wrestlers, but like
Then
always
he's like-
always came off as super balanced and like family man in interviews. He was like, oh, he's a really nice, funny guy.
this is all on the outside and the inside.
Well, he gets it all out in the ring.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, like his ears.
He's probably going to come back pretty soon.
They all do.
Brad Shoemaker's here.
Oh, hey.
Brad Shoemaker's. Brad, how you doing?
Great to be here. I'm doing all right.
You want to talk about what you've been playing?
Benny.
My Exotic Farm.
Oh man,
From BIP Media. 200 Nintendo DS. My Exotic Farm is an exotic farm simulation game. In the beginning, all you own is an empty field, a few pennies, and a single parrot.
wait.
We heard this somewhere.
This is a fucking Mad Lib of a description of like last week's farm game. It's literally the exact same. Yeah, Vinny.
going into the
let me
archive.
see some of these.
If you feed and take care of it, the parrot will make feathers that can be sold. This money, you can buy new animals at the farmer's market and purchase equipment from the shopkeeper. Little by little, as your farm builds up, you will unlock bonuses, including a well, a great green macaw, a guard dog, and a 4x4. You can also exchange animals with your friends who play My Farm or My Exotic Farm.
Oh, it must have been My Farm or something.
Yeah.
There it is.
Opposing forces eliminated.
Laughing
My
out
Farm is a
loud.
livestock farming simulation game. At the beginning, all you own is an empty field, a few pennies, and a single hen. If you feed the hen and take care of it, she will lay eggs that can be sold.
Unread.
With this money, you can buy new animals at the farmer's market and purchase equipment from the shopkeeper. Little by little, as your farm builds up, you will unlock bonuses, including a wind turbine, a great green macaw, a guard dog, and a tractor. You can also exchange animals with your friends who play My Farm or My Exotic Farm. There are 6 kinds of animals to customize,
that's
many
what
farm improvements to buy, and bonuses to collect.
All right, so My Farm, better value.
Yeah, longer description.
Fuck. Fuck. That's worse than the... Well, okay,
The
that's
Notebook
not,
stuff.
That's not as bad as My
Notebook
Notebook, because that's exactly the same.
That sort of stuff. So there's a lot of radio stations thinking that this was going to be the big transition that was going to save them, like bought into some of this stuff. People still listen to the radio. Like,
I listen to the radio. I listen to like NPR, and that's, I don't listen to music radio. I don't really understand how.
The only time I listen to it's
I'm
nonsense. Like
confused now.
the experience of what people want to listen to is splintered so much that the notion of like a top 40
is insane
and a playlist
Yeah.
period is crazy to me.
Well, also like
And you know what? It just seems crazy, but like Yeah, like
Yeah.
it still
I guess
moves numbers and
yeah,
sells
but
a lot of fucking stuff.
When you see the number of people that are willing to like defend Britney Spears on Twitter, it's like, oh, this is like a totally different world of insane people out there.
I was listening to
Bush put out a new record, and it's like a top 10
Really?
record. Puddle of Mud just put out a hot new record.
Awesome.
And again, these are like top charting artists that are making fucking shitloads more money than any of the stuff we're listening to.
Last time I was in a car with
Right.
a radio, I'll actually listen to like hip hop stations because like that's the only way I'm fed.
feel alive. It's the only way you feel
It's the only way I'm fed that like kind of music. But I put on a classic rock station, and it was like, Foghat, and then like.
Some Weezer.
It was like, yeah,
Some
it was
Red Hot
like
Chili Peppers.
Nirvana.
You mean 20-year-old rock music, classic rock?
Yeah.
From your childhood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird.
That's what it is now.
So it was like, Led Zeppelin. It was like
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And then like Black Hole Sun up next, and it was like,
that's a classic rock song.
That's not a classic.
It's a classic rock.
That's the alternative station.
That's the beauty of classic rock is that it is constantly applicable and constantly like there's always new shit being added because as rock gets older, just more music becomes
It's weird to me because to me, classic rock never designated old rock. I guess when I was a kid, it was just like
style.
It's a style that didn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So to see their playlist grow as everyone gets older.
Yeah.
It was all handlebar mustaches and cowbell.
Exactly. It was all like we're spinning Brodies in this CUDA. You want to come out and smoke bones with us? Like that.
Classic rock is now a black hole that just takes up everything that passes.
To me,
by.
classic rock is music you would listen to while working on an engine.
And guess what that is? Fucking Soundgarden.
No,
I don't think so. Because
you're assuming
the cars from the era that would people be working on are not cars that people can work on themselves.
That's
anymore.
right. It's like Creedence Clearwater. It's like Led Zeppelin.
It's music from the 70s is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that
and you're working on
people-
70s cars while listening to 70s music.
You're right. What I'm saying is that people are still working on cars, but not listening to Foghat anymore. So guess what they listen to?
They fucked up.
I totally get what you're saying.
That's their problem. No, you're right about that.
When we were teenagers in the 90s, it was the music from 20 years before.
Nothing about
which was
grunge
the
rock
stuff from
sounds
the
like
70s.
working on cars. Because you're too sad to work on a car.
At the time we were hearing classic rock as teenagers, it was 20-year-old music.
Yeah.
And the
And
music
now-
that is now
yes.
being portrayed as classic rock is now 20 years old.
Precisely.
I love it. I love it.
Like,
I don't really have
done.
a problem with it in that sense, but
Are you gonna say like Creedence is in the oldies station
I
now?
think they need to come up with a new term for an all-inclusive classic rock.
Well, I think you're right. I think it makes the oldies
and
transition.
classic rock. Yeah, maybe it does make the oldies
So
transition.
what happens
So
to
what
like
is-
the
what
Big
is-
Bopper? Is he
yeah.
classical?
What is like 50s
That's still oldies.
sock hop kind of...
So oldies just gets wider too.
Yeah, well, everything is constantly expanding at a constant rate. It's the universe, man. Come on.
I play like
The same rules apply to rock music.
The expansion
blew
of
my
oldies
mind.
and classic
Yeah.
rock is accelerating.
You
It's
just
not slowing
explain
down.
the
It's
universe.
classic rock
is forever changed.
Classic rock is actually expanding faster than the universe can. So there's
So when this music dies,
there's classic rock
cold
that
death.
exists outside of the universe.
What happens when Kings of Leon gets old and it all folds back in on itself?
That's entropy. It's just cold death of the
The heat death.
Heat death, yeah.
Yes. Other stuff happened too.
Switching maps to
Mass Effect 3 is going to have
8
multiplayer.
seconds.
Steve Jobs died.
And playing on laptop. Warning: the server is switching maps to Mount McKenna in 7 seconds.
All right. You thought it
Warning: the
wasn't
server
possible.
is switching
Oh, I
maps
did,
to
Jeff.
Mount McKenna in 6
I
seconds.
thought it wasn't possible.
I knew it
Warning:
was.
the server is
Man, I looked
switching
at the
maps
sheet.
to
I
Mount
knew in my
McKenna
heart.
in 5 seconds.
My notebook.